and I want to get to this. The lab is you're gonna do this calculation in Excel in some detail, okay? So the approach there is gonna be, all right, well, let's start with a simple case, a rock that has just one mineral. And let's start with ice. Ice is a rock. Okay, so so we can Google what's the density of ice. You'll find a number something like this, 0.917 grams per cubic centimeters. And so, you know, as was just stated, yeah, you could look this up on the internet. We want to sort of come up with our own answer, and at the same time we're practicing learning how to use Excel at the same time. So let's say that we know that density of ice is about a gram per cubic centimeters. Let's get this into units that are, you know, we talked about a truck. I think meters are going to be more useful in kilograms. Okay, so we would want to, the first thing we want to do is convert this this density into, instead of grams per cubic centimeters, kilograms per meters cubed. And so the way that you do that, and so I'm sharing this work so that you could so we want to go from grams per cubic centimeters. So I'm sharing this so that you can we got X grams per cubic centimeters, and we want to end up with kilograms per meter cubed. Okay. So how do we do this? Well, to go from grams to kilograms, we know there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. Okay, and I wrote it like that so I can cancel the grams. And we know there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. But we got to get cubed, so we're going to cube all that. And that's going to get us to kilograms per meters cubed. So stuff cancels, centimeters cubed. We're left with 100 cubed over 1,000. So 100 cubed, we would be, oops, a million over 1,000. Okay, so we will multiply by 1,000. And then we will be in kilograms per meters cubed. So let's go back to Excel. So a lot of times, even when you're working in Excel, it's helpful to have a pad of paper there. So we're going to type in a formula equals, you know, the density that we had before times 1,000. Okay. You can see the formula up there. So those of you who don't have much experience with Excel, or a moderate amount, should work, you know, on your own time, rewatch this video or do this live as I'm doing it, so you're able to do this. Okay, we're told that we want to get a ton. We're trying to get 1 ton of so we're given this weight here, 1 ton. And I was just highlighting the things that were given in yellow, so it's a little bit clearer. And we're going to want to get this, so we're going to need to go from the answer is in the British system. You know, so tons and pounds. Hopefully you remember that a ton is 2,000 pounds. Okay, so this is another conversion. So we're trying to get, we need to go from kilograms to pounds. So I looked this up. 1 kilogram on Earth's surface weighs 2.205 pounds. All right, so this is some information we have we could look up, and that's going to help us convert. We want kilograms instead of pounds, right? So we want kilograms. We're going to convert. So here's a nice place. I don't have to type it in again, right? I can just do that. Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. So the conversion, if you want to turn 2,000 pounds into kilograms, here's the number, 2.205. But if you're like me, you're trying to remember, okay, do I divide or do I multiply? So I take up my pencil and paper again, and I say, okay, I have 2,000 pounds. All right, so it's going to be the number of pounds per kilogram. We were told it was 2.205. All right, so I take the 2,000, I divide by that number. Okay, then the pounds cancel and I get kilograms. So I say this equals 2,000 divided by 2.205. So there we have that's how many kilograms is a ton. And then the last step here is so if you look at the units, so this kind of comes to that dimensional analysis. So these two cells, we've got kilograms and kilograms per meters cubed. We're looking, the question was how large. So that's a question of volume. So if we just look at the units here, if you take this one and divide it by that one, you're going to have your units cancel and you're going to get an answer in meters cubed. Okay, so it's about 0.99 meters cubed. And I have a little trouble thinking about meter, what is a cubic meter exactly? So let's get this into the dimensions of, what's the dimensions? We could call it the edge length. So what are a meter cube, a 0.99 meter cube box? What are the side lengths if you were to measure them with a ruler? It would be, so take this cell, and raise it, take the cubic root, so 1 over the 1/3 power. So as you might have guessed, it's about 1 meter on each side. And then if we wanted to convert that into feet, maybe remembering that there's 3.28 feet per meter, we would say, okay, take this times 3.28. All right. So using this little spreadsheet, we could, if I was suddenly to say, okay, what's the size of a ton of quartz? We could put in a different density here. And let's just do that. I know we're out of time. We'll just go over like 1 more minute. Well, we'll do that. We'll do that next time. But what I was going to show you, we could just copy this, paste it there, and then if you were to change, let's say, density to 2, well, we have a problem. So we should have seen things changing, but they didn't. But we're out of time. We can talk about how to copy that better in the future. It's because they didn't fill. Okay, so if I go over here and I copy it over like that with a black square, now it worked. Okay.